Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 9th of June 1978. In this part, I want to focus on our two new towns up in the north. I've got a couple of ideas I want to explore. And as the title of the video suggests, is I'm going to build a mega city, but not so much in a massive population. But what I want to do is experiment with some buildings that I don't normally put down because I normally see them as a bit too big. But I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get up north. But before that, I just want to give you an update of where we are in this area. And I actually want to start with the economy because the economy is getting quite interesting now. Because if I go to last month and just show you exports, you can see chemicals, alcohol, and clothes are now, well, even food now, are really reaching the top of the agenda. And that is the way things are going. And of course, the on the counter to that are imports. What's really going off the charts now is electronics. So this actually gives a far bigger urgency to getting that powerhouse built up in the north, where we're going to be producing plastics and electronics. The steel's quite a big one because we're actually still building quite a lot up in north, and of course we've got the electro components we're using as well. So we do need a little bit of a momentum going in that direction. In this area, our clothing industry is, well, fabric first. Fabric's going quite well. We're making quite a lot of clothes. We've got quite a lot in store here at the moment, but I can't really export it. I don't want to use trucks to go trolling all the way to the border. So what we need to do is get this area finished. I just want to check very quickly my rail line, simply because I want to make sure that those guys are focused totally on that part of the map, because that is the important thing that we need to do. See where they are working. They should be working in this area. One should be laying the roads to the crop silo, and one should be doing the electrification through into there. The other thing I've also got the guys working on is here, the distribution office. In fact, that doesn't look like it's anywhere near enough. Yeah, those guys working on that as well, because I want to get this distribution office up and running. This area up here is just going to have to wait because we've got no real use for it. And if you watch the previous video, you'll be aware that we had a bit of a water supply problem here. And our water well has been built now. You can see it's producing 31 cubic meters of water. So it's effectively supplying water to these two fields. But as I said in that, when I set this up, you can see drinking water has poor quality. And the reason for that is that this is only producing 85% water at the moment. Quality water, 85%. But it will do the job. And because the consequence of people drinking poor quality water is the fact they're more prone to get sick. But it's relatively safe doing it to an industry like this. But you certainly don't want to supply poor quality water to our area here. So we've still got a bit of an employment problem, but I think I can balance that out over time, because this effectively, for all intents and purposes now, this town is actually finished. Although we've still got a few food shortages, but we can sort that out later on. Now, the only other thing I want to show you down here is right at the end of the last video, I was talking about getting the steel supply out here, and we've now got a train working from here, but the only problem is we don't really have the workforce. So what I've done is I've got this guy here. A little bit worried about what is going on here. Oh no, they're still delivering. So what I'm doing is building a new apartment block here. It's about the only place I could squeeze it in. And what I'm hoping is to create a bit of unemployment in this area, because this is going to be close to our hotels. And then that will push workers up to there. Now, that rail construction office has only got one job at the moment. And if I follow the tracks out this way, I'll show it to you where it is. So what we're doing is pushing out this way. At the moment, I'm building the roads out here for our new city. So we'll be laying out a city out here relatively soon, but that's not really the priority at the moment. You can see here we've now got to the point, but I think the construction guy is working on that. You see, and the job of that construction train is to get at least a single line running through to here, so that we got all this area connected up. And on the theme of the railways, you can see the rail construction train has now got out to here. So we need to check what's actually going on here. So we're starting to connect up these lines here. But let's just have a quick look at what these guys are up to, because I do need these working hard. They've got 3 jobs, so yeah. So this guy's laying the track down here, because what I'm looking to do is get into here and get this link built, so that we're, for a reason which I'll explain in a little while. The other thing I'm pushing up, if I come up this way, were kind of laying tracks there, and I think the third one is over here, because I want to get this line finished, because if I show you here, this farm here is ready to go. The only thing it doesn't have is power. This is no trucks available. I'm not going to put trucks just in there just at the moment. So what I want to do is, I think I've got a power takeoff over here. So I'm going to do this while I've got a single power takeoff there. And I think what I will do is, if I can put a substation out there. Put it there, actually. I'd like a landing zone if possible. If we put the substation about there, use a little piece of, don't need anything sophisticated here. And then got here 2.35, 1.2, 1.5. I think we'll go 2.48. I'm not exactly too sure how much. Going to come to there. Not bad. 2 steps. Now that's connected through. Of course, we're going to need this built, because I certainly want this farm online for next season. That built there. Built there. So we've got the farm working there. We got our new town here. At the moment, I'm just letting the guys lay the roads here. Got a road, like this road has been finished, so we can come to section of road there. Oh, I need to look at my construction office as well. We got, it's that's not finished yet, so we need to come back to that. The steel over here is still being a little bit problematic, which is the reason why we're importing steel, although we seem to have accumulated a fair amount there. And that should be no workers. Okay. It's okay. We're not really worried too much about this at the moment. In fact, I think we're just right back down to about 40 workers, because the steel is more important. In fact, we got a bit of surplus here now. I think what I will do is bring one of my one of those 2 construction offices back into the fold, I think, just to cut down my steel imports. Which is the bigger one? That's this one. This is more travel orientated, isn't it? Yeah, buses and trucks. I've really got to start modernizing my capability. You're carrying steel, okay. I think we'll put you back on the steel mill. Well, if the steel runs out, it still runs out, and then we'll just have to put it back to the way it was before. Okay. I think also having the steel pick up here speeds up the building process as well, because obviously this is near where all the everything's happening. Okay, steel. Oops, do that. We'll put you back onto that route there. Before we get into working on our cities, I just want to show you one other thing that's in the pipeline. That is my sewage processing up here. We've got, this is working quite well. You can see it's producing food. So I've built this distribution office here, and this system is filling up. So what I want to do is we're going to switch off the water pump so that we recycle the water. But I need to keep an eye on this to make sure this is in balance, because of course this area here is effectively taking water out the system. But once this is finished, we're going to use this, some couple of holes here. One to keep the food going there, because of course we've got the food truck delivering here, but if we can keep a certain amount of food in here, that make this area a bit more robust during the winter. Now, the next thing about this area, and it's something I can't quite make my mind up at the moment, is what we're going to do about sewage, because obviously we are a long way away from the water up here. I don't really want to build a mega sewage line all the way down to here. I mean, it'd be kilometers long. So I'm going to need to think about how we're actually going to process the sewage up here. So that is the current situation, and things are working together. So we've got 52 million at the moment. The loss in May was down to the fact that I bought a couple more trains, because I checked the distribution offices and they weren't working that well. Right, so back down to here. This is the area I want to work on. This is going to be our kind of mega city, because we really need a workforce over here. And as already alluded to, I want to get this built. So, and originally I was talking about an elevated metro, but I think what we're going to do is go a little bit more traditional here. And I'm going to basically put in a railway station, but we're going to have to put it in here. So, and we've got the dance hall here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this stuff, because we're going to redesign this area here. Come in here, move the, and then I'm going to put a train station right up. Capacity on this 1,500 workers. What I'm looking for. Oops. And we're going to put the train station right up against this road here, like that. And then we're going to run a line in here, because it's only going to need a thinky game. Oops. This just needs to be a single takeoff like that. So run you up. We get busy, so we will have multiple station trains like that. And what I'm going to do is we're going to bring a asphalt road down this way, like this, create a kind of a highway, because as I say, I want to do something a little bit different. And we're going to push a highway, oops, no, road through the center here. We're going to have a single kind of connecting road through like that. Now comes the fun part, because as I said, this is going to be a kind of mega city. And what I'm going to do is, because I've got residential buildings which I've picked up over time, but I've very rarely ever built because they are completely off the wall. And the first one I want to start with is got to be in here somewhere. Let me just see. Oh no, the first one I think is actually in here because it's part of the Ukrainian. Here we got the Dnipro Flats. Now this holds 583 people. And I want to put this in. In fact, I'm kind of thinking possibly two people, two blocks. And so I want to put, and I want these really close to the station. So we're going to put in two like that. So that effectively gives us a population in this city of about 1,000. Then the next thing I want to build is, I'm in here. I'll see it. I'll know it when I see it. It's quite an impressive block. Oh, I know where it is. It's actually, I actually added it to my. I think I added it to my favorites because I wanted to make sure I could find it. It's this block here. Now this one holds 698 people, and what I'm liking the idea of is that we're going to put this up along here like this. Now the downside of using these really big buildings is that you get a massive concentration of people in one place, but it is very useful when you're wanting to have something like a high capacity rail line that's going to run over there. So we got, so effectively in 3 buildings I've got what, well on the way to 2,000 people. Now obviously we're going to need to feed those people, so I'm going to put a shop back in again, and we're going to go with my usual mega store. We're going to need this, and of course we're going to need a very big supply of food. So I'm going to put you there. I don't want to break that road, so we're going to put you there. Now this has got quite a lot of storage capacity. If I show you here, 35 tons of food, 35 tons of clothes, 24 tons of electronics, and 3 tons of meat. But bearing in mind that is split 3 ways. So and obviously we're going to need to bring in quite a lot of goods. That brings in the next thing I want to connect up here, which is we're going to need a actual rail delivery system. And I want to come off of about here, and we're going to put in a cargo station about here, because if you're going to have a really dense city, you're going to need actually we'll put this out a little bit further out like that, because we're going to need a warehouse. Well, we could put it that way. Now let's just put the warehouse in first actually. Let me just come in here. I think I might go with my big warehouses a bit over the top. The only problem with this one, which is the in-game one, is that it can be a little bit problematic with respect to. In fact, I think we'll build this out the opposite way. Distribution office. Want 4, we'll go for 6. Not distribution office, what am I about? Cargo office. But we'll put you about there. Bit of a slip road so that you can do it. Then we'll put the warehouse in so that you've got the connection there. This will bring in everything we need. Actually, I'll put you a little bit. Actually, we'll put you a little bit. How far away are we? We're okay. We'll put you there. That. Then we'll put in the station just there, and then we'll hook this up. Yeah, there and there. This can be eventually connected as a service road. I do want a small meat locker as well. We'll put you on there. Now, what we do now, the food and clothes and everything is going to come down from that direction. So I've got a little bit close to this line, so I have to kind of come out like that. Over and make sure it works. And I want, in case there's any queuing, we're going to put in a line like that. You can come there. Means we're going to have to get our rail construction trains back here to do that connection. So we got that there. So we've now got this pickup point, which means we're guaranteed to get all the food and supplies into here, and alcohol, because we're going to probably have pubs and things like that. Right, so we've now got this here. What I am going to do now is, what did we have here before? Oh, we had the dance hall. What was it? The that could probably come up about there now. Okay, well, do there. We're going to need a hospital. I think we'll put the hospital. The hospital road connection would go that way. I want to leave plenty of space for a footpath connection. Right, we've got a hospital. We're going to need a sports complex. Probably, given the size, we'll probably put the sports swimming pool at the back here. I get a footpath through between these guys. Yep. So we'll be okay there. This road is built so we can put a footpath connection there. And we'll probably put one out to there. So we've now got this quite mega building, but of course, to provide the local services, we're going to need a few smaller apartment blocks, because these are great, but they can be a bit problematic when you first get started. So what you need is a few kind of what you could call moving in blocks to get, so that you can get a bit of momentum. So for that, we're going to put a few of these around this area here. Out of the grids. Actually, we can use the grid being angled for our advantage. So we can put on there. On there. I mean, we don't need, with putting buildings like this together, you don't really need to, how can you say, you don't really need to get really big. Actually, I think what we'll do, we've got a bit of space here, so we'll put an indoor pool here. So we'll have an indoor pool just tucked in back here like that. Build everything a little bit haphazard. We can put another block there. Now again, because this is going to be so big, we're going to need a really big kindergarten, because so many people are going to go for mega kindergarten, but everything has to be on a mega size when you're building buildings like this. And the same with the school. Again, so we can experiment with buildings that I don't normally use. I think I've got a really big school in here as well. You've got 300. We got, oh, that school's not quite as big, but put in a school there. And of course, eventually we could build a road across to there. And of course, the other thing we need to consider is a university. So we're going to maybe we'll come out this way a little bit as well. The only real problem is this is going to be a main road because I didn't plan this very well. I've just occurred to me, it's something that I was going to do right at the start of the video and I forgot completely. I need to come here, and I think this guy's got some very old kit in here. It's not very good yet. We need to get some new kit in here in the form of dumpers. Let me just see. Dumpers. What we got here? Yeah, we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna replace the dumpers here, and eventually we'll get rid of all the old kit. I think even this is 12 years old. It's 80 kilometers now, and that is probably a little bit of a discussion point in the sense that when the new update comes, replacing and upgrading vehicles is going to be very interesting. Let's jack the game forward a little bit. How are you guys going? How are we doing with the steel? So we got this town here. And of course, now it's becoming a little bit of a question of waiting. It looks like this road is finished. So we can get that built. That's going to be a little bit problematic. And we could probably put a footpath in here. Kind of you through there. We just curve you up a little bit, and we'll take you through. And we'll keep it evenly spaced through the center, and we'll just you up like that. And then when it's finished on this side, oh, we could probably put a footpath up through here as well. No, I'm going to be a little bit careful. Now we'll leave that just for the moment. I've got to think about the sewage and water distribution and everything else. Let me just come up to here. It looks like this is built. So we're going to need some covered holes in here. Got in the way of covered holes. Now we're not going to, I mean, we could get a couple of these, but they're a little bit over the top. I need something with some speed, a reasonable carry capacity. 5.5 tons, these KMZs 5320s. We get 1, 2, 3 to start with. You can load there. You can, that's the food store. All the local food, I want you to keep this 100%. And then where can we dispose of the crops? I suppose we can just send them to our main silo just so that we can do it. Actually, a bit of a checkpoint here actually, so I could put it in the fuel depot. I think we just unload as much as you want. Yep, we'll just let that guy go. And I just want to check here. See, we're out of crops. But we'll just look at that, how close we are. 10th of July. And we are out of crops. Yep, no more crops. That is how close we were the problems. We've wiped out all our crops in this area. This is why it's so important to get this farm back up and running, because it means, because what's going to happen is that we're going to it's going to be quite important to get here. So we're just running on basically what's left of the crops. I kind of think, yeah, you've got no crops. We got the fuel reserve here, but I think I took everybody off of here, didn't I? Sign to distribution office. Where are you? Okay, we're gonna change you, but you'll be picking up fuel from everywhere else, aren't you? Yeah, we got you on the other one. So what I'm gonna do is, this is North Camp. Pick up. I'm gonna remove you from there. We're gonna run exclusively on picking up from our other location for the moment. Just look at something. Yeah, we got the fuel in here. We're going to be okay. I think I need to remain this. We call this North Camp main fuel pickup. I'm just going to scoot down south because I haven't looked at my oil refinery for a little while. How are we doing? No bitumen. We got a full load of fuel. And I get it. I guess that what's happening is my tanker needs to come down and pick up some more fuel. If I can find him, where are you? Where are you? One, isn't it? Where are you? Oh yeah, you just set off back here. I just want to check your route. Orley Pumping Harbour. Where you've got a capacity of, I'm going to push you to 80%, which means you're going to take a lot more fuel out of Orley, but we need a lot more fuel coming up now just to get things running. And I was just about to say, because if we carry a full load, we're going to make more money, but of course that's the wrong game. Right, while we're here, I just want to make sure my trains are working hard. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like you've got, let me just check what you're doing. Because when these rail construction offices are working at long range, they can be a little bit derpy like that. Let me just see. You're working around there. See, he's not actually working in this area. You need that done, and we need to build into there. This is still being built. But this guy is just finished off this bit here. So you're going to need to work on that. And we got one job left. Yeah, actually, I think what we'll do is we'll play in these tracks. Actually, think about this. We're going to build that track first. You can go up there and come back again because that bridge is finished. But we're also going to need to put a crossover here because I need to finish off this work up here. So what we're going to have to do is extend the crossover out here because I want to use this distribution office ASAP. So crossover there. And then that means I can take away this crossover and integrate everything into this line. Actually, how much We've got 400 tons of clothes here, and I've got no way of actually doing anything. As soon as this is connected, I can sort out the distribution offices. Okay, back up north. See how things are going. Where are you? Let's check the steel mill. Yeah, we've already consumed all that steel, so we really need the workforce here to get this for pay. We need the workforce in the steel mill, but more importantly, we need the workforce in here. We need this working at 220 people. As you can see at the moment, this is not really working. We have to be very careful here, because we need even more workforce into here. This could get a little bit sketchy. Is it affecting my power station? Because of course both these power stations are dependent on a coal supply. Let me just see. I just want to check down here. What is the... This is still full. That's not too bad. We're still knocking out the wood here. Good. We got some workforce here, but we need fuel and bitumen. At the moment, I don't really want to run this at the moment because we don't really have that level of coal, or could I? Let me just think. We need a small distribution office. I was building one here. Here it is. So we need a couple of what do we need? We need one dumper, because we don't need this to be running full out, so we need a dumper. We'll get this one here, and we need a couple of oil tanks. What is the 40 tons of bitumen, 40 tons of fuel? Okay. Get a couple of cisterns in there. Your job is going to be, we'll pick up the fuel from there, and you've got to unload here. Now we're only going to have the one drop-off point, so we're going to need to be a little bit sketchy with this. There's the bitumen tank. That needs to pick up from there, and I think we're pick up the coal from the north. I don't want to drain that local supply. That's my emergency backup contingency, whatever. And we'll just put you on there. And in theory, the game should sort themselves out. I did have a... I just want to check. I'm going to put a contingency in because I'm a little bit worried about... Yeah, I'm going to put the contingency back on here. Customs shed. Oh, we're gonna come to here. This is not, this is connected directly to that, so unload. It has to maintain 60%. If it gets below 60%, what I will do is look at the trucks here. Let's see if we got any, what type of trucks we're using. They all look pretty vintage. Yeah, you can go. And these aren't too bad. We'll get rid of 2 of those. That one and that one. What's this here? Distribution office as well. Okay. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're still importing cement from here. Got all about that. So come here. Oops, no. Find new mechanism. What we'll get is 1, 2, 3 of that. 3 of those biffy new dumpers. What we got here? What's that? It's the refridge guy. Okay. He's quite happily parked there, doing nothing. Check on the way through. Kind of half tempted to get another one of these. Actually, where are you? I think you passed your sell by date. We're going to get rid of you. And we're going to replace you with something that's a bit bigger and a bit faster. Get here. No connection to the customs house. That does not make sense. I just got rid of a... It says there's a connection here. There's no connection to the customs house. Why is there no connection to the customs house? We got a customs line there. Oh, it's coming here. Okay, we're good. Oh, I've just messed up. Because of course we can't. Is it? Builder. We have to buy one of those. It should go there. What issue exists? What's the problem then? Is there a signaling problem? You got that there. So you've got that there. They got that there. You've got that there. I can't understand why this would have a problem. Give it another go. Obviously, you've got to redo it. Well, what I'll do is I'll put all the signals back after I've finished the video. Which is not long ago. I guess that because I was sending it to the construction office, the game required you to try again. Which is okay. We're not particularly that worried. Yeah, up to here. Hopefully with a faster train now, things should be a little bit better. How are we doing here? Actually, more importantly, how are we doing over here? We're only on the 30th of July. This road is now finished. I think I can afford to come out here. Gonna pick up our... Actually, no, just plan the roads and then I'll allocate the road crew. I think that can definitely be asphalt. That could be asphalt. They're nice and long. That can be asphalt. Certainly that can be asphalt. That. No. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, I've broken the road now anyway, so I might as well leave that in. And yeah, it's a bit of a fail on my part there. I got a bit carried away. I'm not going to bother with that little length because it's going to be tricky to build. My instinct is, how many fields we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we got a whole load of. I think we could get a couple more big fields in here. We could take advantage of this situation. But in there, maybe angle that a little bit more that way. Get 3 more coming up this way. That. And of course, one of the advantages of having fields up here is that if anyone's bored here during the harvesting season, they can go in and actually help with the actual fields themselves. Let me just pick up this guy. Can't do that. We need that built. Can't build that just yet. Can't build that because I split this road as well. Not paying attention. So we'll just have to get all this finished ASAP. Where's my road helicopter crew as well? Get you working on these. You can start delivering the asphalt, anything else that's needed, so we can speed this process up. So we could bring in the number 3 crew as well, because to a certain degree this is actually more important than the other bits and pieces, because we need this farm up and functioning. Because I don't think we've got enough. We can't run these cities without more food, crops and stuff like that. Or else we're going to be in trouble. How's the... just want to check. Where's the guys who are exporting? There's one of these is an export one. Yeah, food to the custom shed. Have to stop exporting food, I think, for the moment, so we can stockpile it. So, in fact, we're shut you off. Shut that down for the moment, and even the clothes actually, which is going to be a little. Well, we can make clothes from the lower part, because of course the fabric here is. No, we'll make it crops and wood. Okay. That's true. I shut this down. Right. We're gonna shut you down. I need to put. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah. Okay, I nearly made a mistake here. Right, we're gonna shut down all exports from here completely. In fact, we're gonna shut you down. With respect, all you got to do for a little while until we get everything sorted is sort that wood out. We need to go into contingency mode, and we'll make the money from exporting clothes down in the south. You're just gonna, so if you fill up all your resources here, you just stop producing. That will reduce the amount of alcohol and crops, and we need to get this going so that you can. Yeah, at the moment you're running on fumes at the moment. We've got 25 tons of fabric left, so okay. Want to double check this. You. Which station are you looking at? But we're not going to produce any fuel. which is okay. Right, I think just to finish off, we're going to come up to just check up in the north here and see how these guys are going. We got right, so and they can actually supply the crops, and 8 tons of food in there. Let me just see. Right, so we just let the game run. These guys are producing food and a little bit of the crops. I don't think we're going to need another. Let's see if this guy's going to run out. So that area there is working. And this is the sewage import thing is dropping. So what we have to do is the export is good. So we don't need to, at the moment, worry about that because this is drawing in the water there. And the import side is there, but what I have to do is keep an eye and make sure that this doesn't drop down. Okay, that's good. And we're gonna struggle with the steel though. But there's not much I can do about that. We're just gonna, and I'm gonna need to keep an eye on my coal stocks as well. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.